Have you heard of this? Oh no! Oh no! I don't know how you pronounce it, but there you go. I was sent one of these devices to have a look at, to review. Now this is apparently, it's like a co-driver. In fact, they call it Co-Driver No2 traffic safety device. Relevant traffic information shared by millions, convenient and distraction free. So basically what it is, it's supposed to be a device that will alert you if there are speed cameras or anything else that you should be aware of. It sends and receives audio-visual warnings. It mates to Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. It can do navigation. I don't know if it can do navigation, but anyway, starts automatically. So you leave it in the car, you get in the car, once you're off, it starts and it starts alerting you, and it can be charged by, I hope it's charged because we're going to give it a go right now. So let's do that. So let's open this up, and yeah, here we go. This is the unboxing video, so that's come off there, and then we've got this bit. Let me put this down here. This handy little tray. We are in a Geely. This is a Geely EX5. It's electric, so quiet. So that should help. So here we go. Look at this. This is it. This is it. Can you see that? You should be able to see on here anyway. So there you go. There it is. This is the device. There's a charger. Scan the code to get started. There's a charging cable. So this, I guess you peel these off, and then you just stick it. But this is not my car. This is a press car, so I don't want to, like, you know, ruin any of this stuff here. So what I'll do is I've got a little bit of sticky tape, and so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use the sticky tape to basically do that, and to try and do it that way. I think that's probably going to be the best bet here. So let me do that. Put it there, right? And we'll just stick it. Should we stick it here? I think, yeah, that's probably the best place. So we'll just stick it there. That seems to be all right. I don't know if we need the charging cable, but what we do need, so I hope my phone doesn't disconnect. So as you see, I'm running this camera so that you can see it on this camera, and this is obviously connected to my phone. Anyway, we have to do this. So we have to get this app. So let's do that first. Oh no, okay, so that's worked, I think. There it is. UK and Co-Driver No2. Okay, how do I set it up? To set it up, whatever, you can find the link in the App Store here. So download the app. Here we go. This is the app. Downloading. Open. Sign up. Oh my God. Okay, I have to sign up to this.
A brown car guy. Brown car guy.
Okay, so what I did is I signed up, and you had to put your email address in. You got a code in your email. You put the code in, then you put your name and that's it. You put your name in there, and then it says, right, find your device. And I'm saying no device find. Why is it doing that? I hope it's not completely discharged. If it is, we can solve that. Okay, so maybe it's discharged, which could be a bit annoying. Let's do that then. This is literally like, you know, you're seeing this live because I am literally like unboxing it in front of you. Oh, fortunately we have thank you, this car does have, I just realized there's a big USB. Thankfully it does have a big USB, and then we have a smaller USB. Right, okay, so that's plugged in. Right, so let's try that again. Right, it's not finding it. Let's see. There's a manual here. Download the app. Hold down the, oh, I see. Hold down the top button for about 3 seconds to start the device. 1, 2, 3. Still not working. It says. Let me disconnect it then. Maybe. Let me disconnect it. Right. Hold down the. What does it say? Hold down the top button. Oh, I see. There's a button here. Let me plug that back in again. Okay, there's a button here. Can you see that? Can you see the button there? There's a button there. Let me hold that one down. 1, 2, 3. Ah! Now we have some life. You can see the green lights come on. Now there's green light around it. I guess green means good to go, I guess. So let's start that again. Let's try that again now. So now it should connect with the app. There you go. Oh! Making all kinds of noise. It's setup device. Allow it to access and receive speed camera warnings. Yes. Yes, let's do that. Allow while you well, okay, always allow, it's fine. Okay, enable. Okay, allow. I might. I don't know if I'm going to keep the device. I might have to delete all that later. But I'm having to turn everything on because obviously, if you're using it and you're driving it around, you want it to send you notifications. So I can't just do it sometimes. Because normally when I download things, I would only when I'm using the app. But I think in this case, it has to be all the time. You're now part of Europe's biggest driver community. Oh, really? See how it works. Oh, if it's a speed camera, it will do that. As it gets closer. Okay, so that's all it did. And you can report speed camera. You can report it. How do you report it? So I guess you press the button. A blue light on your co-driver indicates an upcoming speed camera. Okay. Right. All right then. What's next now? Okay, what's next? Let's go to the next one. Skip. Orange light indicates a road hazard. So an orange light, like it's doing now, that indicates a road hazard. Okay, what's next? If a warning is no longer present, you can dismiss it using the top button. Oh, so I see if there's a road hazard, it says there's a road hazard, but there isn't. You just press that and go, no, there isn't. Warning dismissed. Okay. And then a blue light means you're going too far. Oh, I see. So it's detecting your speed as well. So blue light says you're going too fast. This really needs to be in line of sight, doesn't it? It kind of does, but on this car, I can't really see where I would put that. Anyway, let's see. And then what's this then? That's your location. Where are you going? Well, we're not going anywhere. We're just we are. We're going to go for a drive. So I tell you what, this is literally like unboxing and trying it for the first time. No idea what it's like, but I have heard about this device, and a few people have got it, and then they sent me one to review, and I said, okay, well let's just give it a try.
Please like, share, comment, and subscribe.
Ah, connected. See that? 100% battery. Okay, fine. Okay, right. So we know that that's connected now. It's flashing. Did you see that? Yeah. Okay, let's go for a drive. We'll do a short route where I know there are cameras. So we'll get an opportunity to test it. So I think actually it does need to be in line of sight. But for example, in this car, I can't really see where I can put it because I've got a massive screen here. And there isn't really anywhere else I could put it in front of me. But even if I put it on the dash here, the light is really strong there because of the rake of the windscreen. So it's kind of weird. But anyway, I know we're going up to a road now where there are definitely speed cameras. So that should be interesting to see what happens when we approach those cameras.
Entry to London.
Did you hear that? I mean, we are some way away from the camera, honestly. I know where it is, but it just went beep, 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 and whoop, whoop. What's that? I was like, oh my God, prisoners escaping. Sound the alarms, red alert, red alert. Shield up. That's a bit bonkers. Unfortunately, I hope that I haven't arrived on this road when it's logged or completely jammed up with traffic. That would not be good. So I couldn't see the color then. So that's one of the problems with where it's positioned, is that I could not see the color. You know what I'm going to do, because I think it is charged, so I don't need to charge it, and I've just got a bit of sticky tape on it, right? So let's put it right here for the purposes of this. You probably wouldn't do that. And you see, now you can see the flashing color. So for the purposes of this test, I don't think you should put it there on the steering wheel, but for the purpose, especially because of airbags and things, but for the purposes of this test, we're going to put it here and see how we get on. It's just this bit here. Why is there an accident ahead? Well, it's not telling me about that, is there? So there appears to be something here which is causing this traffic. Ah, so maybe because it did that alarm thingy, right? And it did it way ahead of the cameras, and I was wondering, why is it doing it like that? And maybe that's why that it's saying that there's traffic, or that there is an accident or something. Yeah, I think I can see like blues and twos, so yeah, definitely something happened up ahead which has caused this traffic. Okay, wow, did you see that? That's a blue light, but that's the sort of noise that it makes. But there was no speed camera there, so I don't know what that was warning. But you see, it's still flashing blue now. So it's still flashing blue. I don't know if you can make that out on this camera, but I don't know if this camera is working anymore. But it's still showing blue. So I guess, you know, once you're driving around with this thing, and eventually you'll get used to, you know, what it's trying to tell you and what it's saying and stuff like that. It's just going blue, you know?
This is the only comprehensive guide to car journalism and content creation. The Ulez Files is a novel, an all-action thriller with great reviews on Amazon.
A collection of 13 short stories written over 20 years featuring cars, sci-fi, and stories about the human condition.
Please buy Brown Car Guy's books available on Amazon.com or Kindle Unlimited.
Right, so there are going to be some speed cameras here, so we'll be able to test both the sound and that theory that it goes blue when it approaches the speed cameras. There we go. So if you can see the camera on my... There you go. Straight away. And that's pretty urgent. It's gone back to green now. And that's pretty urgent. So that's basically what it does. It gives you this kind of, you know, red alert, shields up, whoop, whoop, you know, to let you know that you are approaching a speed camera. And then earlier what we saw with the red lights, that was because when we turned onto that road and there were indeed you know, traffic, there was an accident, so that was a road hazard. So that's what that was. You remember when I said, oh, that's gone too early? That wasn't because of the camera, that was because of the accident that happened. So somehow it had been updated and it knew that there was an accident there. So how does this compare to using, say, Waze? Because, you know, like on my, I tend to use Waze a lot. And I think that Waze is probably the best one in terms of traffic updates as well. And for me, you know, I find that really useful, and you can see that there are lots of Waze users. All the Uber guys I know, they all use Waze, so that they're there updating it and stuff like that. So the only thing about Waze, of course, is that you have to look at the screen. However, you can also, I've got a sound alert also set up on it. You can choose the voice. It's quite funny. I've got a disco DJ on there, and so that also does the same sort of thing. So I guess ideally this is really, and the thing with Waze, honestly, like, and I've said this before with the navigation systems, especially ones that tell you about camera and traffic and stuff like that, is that I use them even when I know where I'm going. So even if I know the route, I've done it a million times, but I'll still use it because it might tell me something that I didn't know that's happening up ahead. And I wasn't using it today and I got stuck in some traffic, and that's, you know, that's kind of why I use it. But of course this one doesn't do that, but it can do that because you can make it up with the app, and then the app also gives you a map. and then that also does the same sort of thing. But then you're thinking, well, I've got Waze anyway. So I guess this is more for people that really don't like to use the navigation, don't like to be distracted by a screen. You know, perhaps you're in a classic car and you don't have a screen, you don't want one, you know, but you still want to know about, you know, speed alerts and stuff like that. And it wouldn't be nice to just stick a big old screen in your classic car. So you want something like this, which is discreet, put it anywhere on your dashboard, stick it there, and it will let you know. So I think that there's definitely a place for it.
Traffic reported ahead. If you're going faster than a disco beat, you're going a little too fast.
So you see what happened there? So that told me, the Waze told me just a fraction before that went off that there is a speed camera coming. So that's quite interesting, that is a difference there. But so that's what I think. I think that actually you heard that, you can hear the noise, you can clearly hear it. Whoop whoop. So, and I don't know how it generates that noise, because it sounded like it was coming from the speakers. The beep 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 comes from this, definitely. It must come from here, because it isn't Bluetooth to the car. It's Bluetooth to the phone, so it must come from there. But it's substantial, you know. You do hear it. You do hear it, so it's pretty clever. So ultimately, yes, I think that this is where this thing really would be good. Is for, I mean, if you already use Waze and you already use these navigation systems, it's maybe not that useful. But if you don't like having screens, if you don't want a screen in your car, if you drive a classic car and stuff like that, and you don't want to be looking down and get distracted, you just want something, you're out on a nice country drive somewhere, and you just want something that will just let you know when there's a problem up ahead, then I think in that case, this would be the thing to go for. And it's certainly effective, that's for sure. So there you go. There's our quick review of this new device. It's in shops now, you can get online, whatever, you know. I think it's about 70 quid. I'll put the details on the screen. But yeah, check it out. If you have one, let me know what you thought of it. If you get one, let me know if you think the same way I do about it. A useful thing to have. You know, not the best thing out there. I think I still would rather use Waze, but then I'm used to looking down on the screen, and also like I've got it set up to tell me these things anyway. So if you don't want to do that, don't have a screen, that's the way to go. Anyway, catch you all in the next video. Shout out time, guys. Thank you so much. Hey, if you enjoy my content, why not get involved? Buy me a coffee. You can do that at either of these links, or if you're watching on YouTube, buy me a thanks or take out a membership. It all helps, it really does.